everybody. Happy Wellness Wednesday. Master trainer and wellness enthusiast Kiona Leah back with you guys again for another round. Now this is Halloween week. Who is excited? It's my favorite holiday. Although a lot of people have been saying we've been in masks and eating too much candy for 7-8 months already, so what's the big deal? But I like, as you guys know, any excuse to dress up and wear something ridiculous or fun or different. So I still plan on having fun with it. Just wait till you guys see on Saturday what it's going to be. In the meantime, though, it inspired me to think about things that masquerade as healthy. All week we're doing masquerading moves in the Facebook group. But tonight I thought, what about things that masquerade as health foods? But they're really not. You see this all the time. Flashy, beautiful green boxes with leaves on them that say things like good life or something farms, whatever. These things all say they're health foods, and a lot of people really think that they are because they're marketed very well. But you really want to learn to read your labels carefully when you're considering and looking at health foods, because just because a food claims to be healthy doesn't necessarily mean that it is. It's kind of like one of my personal favorites, potato chips. Now they're all labeled as gluten-free. They've always been gluten-free. They're potato chips. Anyway, potato chips aren't necessarily bad. One of the things you want to look out for are what kind of trans fats they may or may not have in them. Frequently, ingredients that are lab-made are not as easy for the body to process. So if you think about those baked chips or some of those trans fat chips that are out there on the market, that's a great example of something that says and is marketed as healthy, but those oils a lot of times can cause a lot of gastric distress. The body may not process them fully. And of course, we all know that trans fats, things that are in hydrogenated oils, are very bad for us. You can literally, it's the first thing that comes up if you Google, why are trans fats bad for me? Why do I know this? Because for the last several weeks, I've been struggling to make, of all things, frosting. I've had to go dairy-free for the most part, in addition to many other things because of food allergies and inflammation and sensitivities. And that was one of the things that I had to look at. I loved baking with real butter, and it makes such a difference in your flavor. And I was so frustrated because I was like, I know I can't use butter. And I said to my nutritionist, I said, can I just go out and get some freaking Crisco? And she was like, absolutely not. One of the worst things for your body. Those oils cannot be broken down by the body. They immediately add to all the bad cholesterol numbers that are out there. And especially for someone like me who actually has low cholesterol, but lots of inflammation, it's a major problem with inflammation in the joints as well. Not that they market Crisco as a health food really at all, but again, we want to be educated on that. And the biggest sneaky thing are fat-free foods. Fat-free foods really became a massive trend back in the 80s. And now we're moving away from that and we're getting more into our keto and things of that nature, which may be tipping the scales a little bit too far in the other direction, because too much fat is not necessarily a good thing, even healthy fats, aside from they're packed with calories, you guys. But sugar-free foods in particular, often, or fat-free foods, I apologize, we'll get to sugar-free in a second. Fat-free foods are usually loaded with sugar, hence the reason I said sugar-free food. Usually loaded with sugar. That's what they do to bring back the flavor. If they're not, they're usually loaded with sodium. So if blood pressure is an issue for you, again, this is going to be a problem. If you don't drink enough water, this is going to be a problem. But it's fat-free. Sounds healthy. So you really have to be careful. And another one of my pet peeves personally is sugar-free foods. Again, sugar substitutes really can cause digestive upsets. Again, can't do things like erythritol, xylitol, things of that nature, those sugar alcohols, which are more naturally based and naturally derived, but they still will really mess up your system. And for pretty much anybody, even if you have good digestion, too much of that is going to cause some upset. So you want to be very careful with things that are sugar-free. And of course, your aspartame, your NutraSweet, your sucrose, sucrose is actual sugar, things of that nature. Those have been shown to be linked to cancers and other problems of that nature. So we want to limit those as much as possible. The funny thing is, if you look and you go out to eat with me, because that's about the only time I'll ever get a soda, if you order a soda, I will order regular straight up soda. Ideally, if I can get it made in a foreign country like Mexico or Europe or somewhere where they actually put real cane sugar in, that's what I want. I don't want an artificial sweetener. It's either going to mess up my gut or it's going to potentially create an inflammatory or cancerous response. And I've had a lot of losses due to cancer in my family. So it is one of the things that I look at quite a lot. So again, those sugar-free foods, we got to be careful. We got to read labels, know your body, and do a little bit of research on what might be causing you some issue. And in all things, moderation and balance. That's what we really want to think about, is moderation and balance. I'm not saying never have them unless you have a really severe allergy or something else of that nature. Occasionally is okay, but we don't want to make it a staple in our diet with these things. We really want to make our diet as much of a staple as we can of fresh, healthy, simple ingredient foods that do not require a chemistry background to decipher the label. So think about it. Even if it's in a nice, pretty green box and it's from some farm, you want to check those labels. Even if it says it's organic, you want to check those labels. Think about how much sugar, protein, fat, carbs, fillers are in that food before you go ahead and make that decision. So don't let those masquerading foods impact your waistline in a way you're not looking for. So that is our Wellness Wednesday of the week. Thank you guys so much. Comment below with topics. Can you believe we're moving into November? It's going to be even darker next week when I actually post this stream because the clocks are moving back and we're really moving into cold weather. So what concerns do you guys have about cold weather that you want me to talk about? I can still talk more about my supplements or plenty of other topics about keeping warm and moving. Let me know. Don't forget, like, subscribe, hit those bell notifications, my YouTube friends, and share with all your friends. In the meantime, I'm Kiona Leah. I want to see you guys move, live, and thrive. So I will see you on the next one.